There we are. How are we all doing tonight? Hello from Uzuki land. I hope everyone had an alright Friday. Starting exactly at 11 on the nose. Gonna pick up on this character here. On our stream character. Oh. Happy birthday to the mom and the sis, Swerve Star EX. The heck? Why am I back here? Weird. This is not where I was when I left the game a couple days ago. Doesn't matter. We can get back to where we were real quick. This will take us to the other side of the Lost Bastille. That's where we're going right now. You're welcome, Mom. So I do apologize for my attitude tonight. I'm gonna be probably gonna end up being like pretty mellow. All things considered, I haven't really been feeling myself the past few days, and I don't really know why. But I thought maybe actually streaming some Dark Souls tonight might make me feel a little bit better. That's what we're kind of hoping for. I don't know if you caught that, but we missed some treasure. It's a little bit tricky to get to, but we'll definitely pick it up. I will show you how. I will show you the art. First, I want to grab some stuff from this room. Soul of a Proud Knight, Radiant Life Gem. I believe that's everything. You'll see me walking into corners now, because it's like the easiest way to identify if there's an invisible hollow there, because you don't always see their shadow, right? But they do occupy space. So you can walk up to them and, like, let's say there was one hiding in this corner, right? I would hit a point where I would walk into the invisible hollow rather than walking into the corner. They're not... I don't know. I honestly don't know how many there are. So I don't know how common they are. In fact, now that I think about it, there's only one that I know of exactly where it is, and I was talking about the hollows and totally forgot to grab the treasure. It's okay. Yeah, I only know the exact location of one of the invisible hollows in particular. I've never took the time to look it up or anything, because it's one of those weird things where, like, come on, man. There we go. Just get my AC on. It's one of those weird things where, like, They're not like a collectible or anything, you know, so it's just... I never really took the time to find all of them. I don't know. Got a scimitar and a repair powder. We already had a scimitar, I think. I believe that's our second one, yep. I've probably mentioned this, but I do think the scimitar is a pretty decent weapon. It's got a reliable move pool. And it's capable of dishing out quite a bit of damage. I know there's stuff that we can collect here. Common fruit. Can see hollows in there. Some people think that this is supposed to be the Undead Asylum from Dark Souls 1. I'm not sure I adhere to that same thought. It's largely because I don't fall into the camp of people who think that Drangleic is in the same location as Lordran. And I mostly say that based off of the quote of the director of the game, who has a quote of him saying specifically, we have 5 level ups here. I think I'll bring my attunement up to 10. And then put another point in endurance, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. The reason I do that, I can go ahead and equip a catalyst here. The reason I do that is because now we can go ahead and attune magic weapon. So now we're going to start exploring the Lost Bastille, like full burst, for lack of a better way of putting it. You can explore the entirety of the Lost Bastille from both directions. But we're probably going to go ahead and do like one side and then do the other. Actually, no, that's not... Can you? You might not be able to, actually. No, yeah, you can. You just need to take different routes to really get there. Can ignore that guy right for this second. Radiant Life Gem, large Titanite shard. Now, if you're careful, or not. Oh well. I have fire bombs actually. Might have the fire bomb. Because I want to blow these puppers up. I do have fire bombs. In fact, I have 4. Let's see if we can't hit this. Alright, hit myself with that, but it's all good, it's all good. Soul of a Nameless Soldier. Interesting that these dogs drop a soul of a nameless soldier in humanity. Seems to suggest that maybe they, like, feast on corpses of the dead. This is a fun trap. I'm gonna go ahead. Buff our weapon here. Come over here and the this pursuer comes up. Wow, we're doing a pretty good amount of damage. I mean, if that's all you want to do, buddy, that's fine by me. I did not expect him to, like, do a normal attack there. You made that, like, stupid easy for me, brother. Get our first Twinkling Titanite. That'll be under our upgrade stones. A form of Titanite with special power. Reinforce equipment that cannot normally be reinforced up to +5. What cosmic event would have created such a powerful class of Titanite? Nah, he didn't even do that that magic attack, you're right. Covetous Silver Serpent Ring, Human Effigy, Fragment Branch of Yore. Yeah, he just, like, did his dash attack. He made it stupid easy for me to fight him. I'm not really complaining. I'll take a free win against a pursuer there. It's just very uncommon for him to do that. What am I looking for? Right. A gold-silver ring depicting the snake, both the servant and manifestation of the god of greed, Xandro. Greed is traditionally viewed as a vice, but only a fool allows that to ruin a good opportunity. I think I'm gonna swap this out now for that. I like having one of those and one of the silver covetous rings in my build when I can fit it. Yeah, I know what you're talking. The kind of like rapid fire, almost shotgun type of thing. I mean, if you guys are gonna make it easy for me, it's almost kind of like, what's the point? I actually wonder, now that I stop and think about this, I don't think you can. Is there a hole? No. Because I was wondering if you can get to this side of the Lost Bastille without coming at it from this direction. Let's have a chat with Lucatiel here.
I thought that might be you. You haven't changed a bit, have you? The longer I am here, the more madness I discover. A wretched place indeed, but not without traces of its former glory. What could have caused such degradation? Ah, yes. I have not thanked you for humoring me the other day. This is for you. Of course, I have no idea what it is.
So she hands us a human effigy. And she says, of course, I have no idea what it is. Let's read the human effigy again. A warm, soft, shadow-like effigy. Use this item to reverse hollowing. It also weakens the links to other worlds, preventing invasions and most cooperation. Peer closely at an effigy, and one begins to perceive a human form, but whose form it takes depends on the person looking. So, I've never really thought about this moment until now. But that one line where she hands you the human effigy and she says, "Of course, I don't know what this is," says a lot about Lucatiel as a person. It says a lot about her state of mind. It says a lot about what she thinks of herself. If you really think about it, because, you know, the human effigy, who it is, depends on who's looking at it, right? And she doesn't see herself in it. She doesn't understand what it is. Because, as we'll come to find out, and I this is a little bit of a spoiler, but we are going to do this quest. As we'll come to find out, Lucatiel doesn't have the best self-confidence, for lack of a better term. We'll leave it at that for now.
Our land of Mirror is surrounded by enemies and constantly at war. There is only one way up in Mirror. Join the Order and prove yourself in battle. My family had little fortune and no name. I had to carve out a piece of the world for myself. With two things: my sword and my loyalty to my lord.
We always have a fantastic mustache. Check out this magnificent blonde bastard.
I was raised to wield a sword from birth. Life was hard, but I never gave it a second thought. I had swift success on the battlefield and quickly attained respectable stature. And then I came here to...
So this is... I'm going to keep coming back to this point because we will continue to see it. My character is doing a little pee-pee dance. What are you doing, buddy? What do you not like about this spot? That was weird. Oh, there he goes again. It must be something about, like... weird. So I'm gonna keep coming back to this point, but people come to Drangleic and they don't remember why. We saw this. We're seeing this with Lucatiel now, and we, if you remember, already saw this with Kale the Cartographer, where he couldn't remember the reason why he was in Drangleic to begin with. We're going to see that most of the characters we interact with have this problem, so to speak.
Have you heard of the undead? These poor souls affected by the curse. An undead gradually loses his humanity until his wits degrade completely. Finally, he turns hollow and preys upon others. And a hollow can never be human again. One can skirt this wicked fate only with the help of the souls found here. Assuming, of course, that the legends are true. I can only hope that they are.
So I'm gonna put my binoculars on for this. So I didn't really make the observation when I should have properly. And oh. So you can kind of see it. You can see it a lot better when I do it this way, actually. If you look, Lucatiel is no longer wearing her mask. She makes this dramatic reveal, right? And says, there's rumors that the curse can be broken here. And I can only hope that that's true. And then she takes her mask off, and it turns out that she's actually in the process of hollowing herself. And it's really kind of an interesting way that they designed that effect on her face. Because you kind of get like a yin-yang vibe. And it's kind of like a duality between life and death, which is kind of a like constant struggle in the Dark Souls lore. Let's see if she has anything else to say.
I'm sorry to burden you with talk of my fate. I suppose I've grown weary these days. I'm sorry.
That's it. Alright. So that's going to be Lucatiel's dialogue for the area. And then we picked up the antiquated key. Why am I looking in rings for a key? Antiquated key. This key is very old, but in very good condition, such that it should still function. Only what lock does this key fit? I'll have to come back to that, because we're not sure right now. Go ahead, if you come up here, there's a ladder here. Leads to some treasure. Get a large Titanite shard. This is one of the weird things with the lighting effect. You can see the shadow for the ladder, and you can see my shadow. But nothing else in the environment casts the shadow. It's funny to me that that if you walk up and stand at point like in the guy's hitbox, they can't deal damage to you. I'm always a little wary here because this is one of the spots that the Forlorn has a chance to invade. And this guy, oh, he did it? That's annoying. Alright. See what you get. He normally only does that I thought he only did that when he walked up and melee attacked him. Normally when you shoot him with a ranged weapon, he turns around. And I say that because there's a secret that I can uncover. But we need that black fire barrel, the gunpowder barrel, to actually access it. At this point anyway, there is another way to access it, but this way is much easier. So the Lost Bastille has grown on me as a zone. Lucatiel's gone. The first few times especially that I went through it, it was not fun. by any stretch. Like, I did not think it was fun or exciting by any stretch of the imagination. But I missed quite a lot. And they made some changes that made it better. Let's see if he does it again. No. That was weird. How you feeling, buddy? Pretty dumb? Because you look dumb. There we go. Now again, we want to make an effort to I'm just gonna throw on, let's see. I'll throw on a Hade Knight sword here and swap off my gauntlets and pants to something lighter. Because well, let's see what happens. I was gonna say this is not a weapon that is stupendous for killing these dogs, but that worked out more or less. Alright. So the reason why we need this barrel, let's see if we could do it right here, is we can push it down the stairs, and if it picks up enough speed, when it hits this wall, it explodes, and the wall behind it crumbles, giving you access to a bonfire. And an NPC. We'll talk to him in 1 second. Gonna go ahead and light this sconce. After we reset the bonfire, he's going to move from sitting on that chest to over here. And we'll be able to open up all the chests. Alright, let's talk to you first off. This is Steady Hand McDuff.
Oh, why can't they all be this easy? We've got a wild one here. Shape up. Shape up, I say. Oh, that's it, yes. That's the way. Dear flame, how brightly you burn.
So I'm not sure if this is an intentional design or if it's an oversight, where he's not actually hammering anything. He's just hammering at his anvil over and over again. Now, it's possible that this was deliberate, because we do know that there's another blacksmith in Majula who is hammering at something. He's got a short sword that he's working on. But Steady Hand McDuff is not. Now again, I don't know if this is a oversight or if they're trying to send a message about Steady Hand McDuff's character.
Flame, I smell flame upon you. I'm not just the blacksmith. All I want is a little flame. So, hand that ember to me. Right now, you imbecile.
That's just his tongs. There's nothing that he's doing with his tongs. There's not actually another instrument that he's hammering away at.
What a marvelous ember. You've got stones, I pray. Give me stones, and I'll fortify
Excuse me, I had to yawn. So he sells a few weapons. It's at this point that we can buy an unlimited amount of iron arrows and iron great arrows if we had a great bow to use, along with wood bolts and heavy bolts. He can, like the other blacksmith, upgrade our stuff. We can actually bring our Grand Lance up to +5, that's pretty nice. We can bring up our short bow some. Oh, we can actually bring it up to +3. +4 even. Hey, hey. You can also infuse your gear, so like let's say we want to make this a lightning bow. We can go get a bolt stone and then make it a lightning weapon. We don't have any stones that we can use on it right now. Not that I probably would at this point anyway, but B and dark scaling, that's pretty good. Grand Land scales in B with your secondary stat, except for no, except for magic stone. Anyway, let's see what he has to say. Yeah, it definitely sounds like he's lacking with his mental facilities, as you eloquently put it. That's why I said what I said, because I'm not sure if this is a design oversight or if they're trying to convey a message about his character. Knowing what I know about the Dark Souls world and how they try to tell stories without telling you anything, how they try to convey story through the world around you, I would be in the camp that it seems to suggest that they're actually trying to give you some insight into his character, into his personality, without actually conveying any words.
His reason makes him doubt Flame. And so we waver and falter.
So, from the beginning, Flame made man flourish. But his reason makes him doubt the flame, so we waver and falter. He seems to stay this unhinged. Steadyhand McDuff is not a character that I particularly care for, but he does say some interesting stuff.
The power of flame, power of the gods. In the end, it is all beyond our reach. And so, flame allures us, and we attempt to harness its power. Flame, dear flame.
No, there is something clanging intermittently. His hammer, he's literally striking the hammer against his tongs. Oh, what you're probably hearing is some of the kickback on my television. So there's a slight, like, millisecond delay, right? So what is coming through my microphone is slightly delayed. So my the audio from my TV is coming through a split second before you're actually hearing the audio of my mic. So my mic is picking up the clang 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 from my TV, and you're hearing that sound right before, like, as a second clanging sound. Let's see what else he has to say here. Dear Flame.
Dear Flame, I give you my all, and you wavered and faltered.
That's all of his dialogue. Alright. When we come back and spend more souls with him, he'll give us more stuff. Actually, this is a fine time to buy a bunch of iron arrows. I really don't see why we shouldn't. Yeah, no worry, Swerve Star. It's not a big deal. Titanite shards. Get a lot of upgrade materials right here. Craftsman hammer and twinkling titanite. That's the first new item here. It is actually a weapon. And truth be told, if this wasn't upgraded with twinkling titanite, I would probably like this weapon a lot more than I do right now. An old smithing hammer. Looks like a typical hammer, but it is in fact incredibly sturdy. Some say it was the hammer used long ago by a famed blacksmith of yore. So this is kind of another retcon. This would suggest to me that this is the craftsman hammer belonging to Andre of Astora from Dark Souls 1. This would suggest that either Andre's passed on, or that he simply, like, put down his hammer and left. In Dark Souls 3, the character of Andre of Astora has been retconned. That he's actually back. It's the same Andre of Astora, I believe, in Dark Souls 3. But yeah, this is a pretty solid weapon, all things considered. Some heavy bolts, don't really need those. And more iron arrows. I'm actually perfectly okay with that. I'm gonna pop one of these souls here, just because I want to make sure that I have ample souls, because I should be able to now bring this up to, yep, Grand Lance +6. Beautiful. And if I really wanted to, I could bring my Craftsman hammer up by 1. This actually might be a decent offhand weapon. Like, sub-weapon. Just because it's actually pretty good. It's kind of a weird weapon, too. It's got a very odd moveset for a hammer. I think, anyway. I think it's actually the regular mace moveset. Never mind. But we end up here, at a gate. At an impasse, as it were. So this is all that we can do from this direction of the Lost Bastille from here. There is still more we can do from this direction. These guys are pretty prone to blowing themselves up. There is a boss over here. I don't know if I want to fight them quite yet. I think we'll come back to this boss fight. Oh! Harmless Eagle, hello. Thanks for the follow. How you doing tonight? I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know why I walked all the way back over here. Oh, well, that's not true. I know why I walked all the way back over here. Because I was thinking about fighting the boss. I wonder if that's wise, but oh, I looked away for a second. Not a good time to look away from the screen, let me tell you. I wonder if that's Wisebot catching up on something that had previously happened. Because Wisebot, I don't know why it's still linked to my account. Because Wisebot hasn't been like all that wise as of late, in my opinion. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. Do it. That's not the thing. That was actually his grab. It's really, his grab is actually pretty uncommon. He normally just throws a fireball at you. Hey friend, what are you doing? What are you up to? Ow! Alright, I'll go ahead and pick up my lost souls. It ain't no big thing. Alright, let's head to the other side of the Lost Bastille and see what that gate's all about, shall we? The Exile holding cells. This is where we were at the start of the episode. Come on. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it takes a second for my air conditioning unit to catch on to the fact that I'm trying to give it commands. Alright. This spot is kind of annoying. Because you got a couple of guys who want to shoot you with an arrow. Man, having an upgraded bow and arrow is quite the advantage here. Whoa, totally missed. Got him that time. This is a spot that kind of annoys me. Ready for this? Oh. It actually worked out fine that time. A lot of times, I feel like if you hit it at the wrong angle when you do that, it'll just, hey. Hang on here. I'm gonna swap these out to our fire arrows here for a second. This should work. The frustrating thing about this spot in particular... Oh, these dogs are weak to fire. That's good to know. I'm using all my fire arrows, though. I don't think I'll be able to buy them for quite some time. This engagement can go really south really quickly if you let it. Which is why we want to go ahead and take out all the dogs that we can take out. I know there's another one over there. Can we get his attention? Will he walk over here? There he is. Nope. We need you over here, buddy. Come on. What if I shoot an air middle one? There we go. That's what we wanted. Got him. And the reason why I took the time to do that... Let's actually play around with the blacksmith hammer here. Is because... if we proceed through here... Pursuer's gonna show up. Still, like, real for being totally unupgraded, is doing pretty good damage. Oh, that was a little close. I guess he was making up for his buddy. Lowering skull. I hear... Oh, hey, there you are. I'm like, I hear a knight somewhere. I hear armor. Get wrecked, boy. That's such a weird bug. When you parry them and kill them and they, like... just remain sitting there. Whatever. Now, had we come from this direction first, we would have gotten the hint that the bonfire is there by looking through this hole in the wall. And here... we have more large titanite shards and an Estus flask shard. They really kind of start to just throw this stuff at you after a little bit. Now we can open this gate up. I hate dogs. That's what I wanted to do in the first place, man. Whatever. It's fine. It all worked out in the end. Look at that damage. This is pretty strong. Nope. Not having that. Wow, we can two-shot these guys with magic weapon equipped. That's pretty nuts. It's pretty good. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and spend some of these souls. How about that? And I forgot... I forgot that we actually have a Sublime Bone Dust to burn. We picked that up last time. Alright, let's pop some of these souls here, yeah? We have quite a bit of these things that we can use. Gets us up to 26,000 souls. Alright, first the upgrade for the Estus Flask, which is much appreciated. Let's see how many level ups we have. 5 again. Could bring my vitality up to 20. Could bring our strength up to 27. That's not actually a terrible idea. Dexterity, a little less important. Alright, I think I'm going to bring my adaptability up to 10, and I'm going to put 1 point into faith. And then I can buy more life gems here. Buy a few.
Thank you, kind.
So we are going to head back to McDuff's workshop. And now I think it's time to take on the boss. Oh no, I forgot. There actually was one more thing I wanted to do. It's fine. We can get the souls to do it right here. Yeah. So 406 is this weapon's normal damage against these guys when I'm two-handing it. That was a weak hit that first time. That's what that was. Alright. We should be alright now to go ahead and do what I want to do. Because he can now reinforce our Craftsman Hammer up to +2, and we need a little bit more as far as souls go. Now we should have plenty. Now we should have plenty. So let's go ahead and talk to Steady Hand McDuff again. And we'll go ahead and reinforce this up to +2.
Flame.
Now I'm curious what our attack ratings are. 351 for our Grand Lance, and 283 For our hammer here. What about buffed? It still says 283. Alright. Now we're gonna go ahead and fight the bosses here. I don't want to swap out my shield. Oh, I rolled into that. If I didn't actually roll into him, he would have missed. I want to swap my shield to the Drangleic shield here. This is a good spot to pop a human effigy so I can heal back up to full. Gonna go ahead and do that a little preemptively for what's coming up. Actually, my Grand Lance would probably be a better for this. If these guys are actually weak to magic damage. I'm not sure. I'm fairly certain they're resistant to lightning, of all things. Alright, so we have this guy here. We're going to go ahead and use a fragment branch of yore. Go ahead, stand on up. Moving on down. Now, swap back to my fire arrows here for a second. Something I learned the last time I was playing through this game on stream is we can do this. Doesn't kill either of them in there. Does weaken them. Can we? Looks like he's just barely in screen. Can we hit him? Can we reach that? No, that's definitely hitting an invisible wall there. It looks like he's facing us, but they're not coming over to the window. See if we can get his leg. No. There's a lot of like invisible corners in Dark Souls 2. See? This is exactly what I mean. Oh, got him. There we go. Managed to get that sweet spot. Actually dropped something over there, it looks like. Not sure where his friend is now, but... Alright. Oh, he's over here. Can they open this door? I don't think they can. No, definitely not. Come on, friends. I said, come on, friends. Here they come. Ain't having none of that, thank you very much. See what I got? Oh, hey! You caught me off guard, I must say. Royal Swordsman Helm. That's a pretty good pickup here. Helmet of a royal swordsman. Its shape provides defense while allowing great mobility. Stripped of ornamentation, this particular helmet is designed strictly for battle. King Vendrick supplied his bravest men with the best armor available to face the great giants, but very few returned alive. And yet they're here. At the Lost Bastille. We have Felicia the Brave here. She's a summon with a lot of health. A lot of health. I don't think there's anything in here. There should be one more guy over here, right? Yeah, there's that guy in there. And then there's that guy here. Oop. Oop. Bow and arrows, boyo. Don't you dare. Well, I will dare. Because it's a free 280 souls. Soul of a proud knight and a human effigy. And then this is probably the cheekiest shortcut of all time. This goes to nowhere, but there's a spot up top where if you hit it just right, you can drop down into here. Just one of those things, I guess. One of those weird Dark Soul things. Hello, buddy. These guys' AI are odd. When I open up this gate, they're gonna turn around and go down the ladder. There they go. Then he's gonna climb back on up, realizing that I'm over here. There he is. Hey, buddy. Too slow on that parry. There we go. That was correct. Happened again. It's a weird bug. I never once saw that in the PC version. Now the reason why I turned myself human, I'll show you here in a second, is because there's a summon sign. Pilgrim Belclair. I want to summon Pilgrim Belclair because I quite like Pilgrim Belclair. Hello. She's actually using a chime in one hand. That's interesting. I never noticed that before. I just think that she's a fun NPC summon. That's all. Wow, I am chunking this guy down real good. Oh, don't fall off, please. I wonder if the Ruined Sentinels are weak to magic. I wonder if that's why they put Pilgrim Belclair here. Now that I think about it. That's actually a strong possibility. Oh. Why did you drop down there? Alright, well, let's get a plunging attack here for free. See, this is why I swapped to the shield, because a high stability. Oh my god! Holy balls! I did not expect that at all. I thought he was off fighting Belclair. yeah, a high stability shield really kind of trivializes the Ruined Sentinels in a way that almost seems unfair. My magic wore off here. Might as well use the 210. I think the 188. Alright, it's about the same. Gotta be quicker than that, friend. Good job, Belclair. Proud of you. So that's the Ruined Sentinels. Not a particularly challenging boss when you have Pilgrim Belclair to help you out. But when you're doing it by yourself, it can be much more challenging. And this is the Room of Many Doors, Ed Boy. Many doors indeed. Of course, if I don't hit any of them, I can't exactly prove it, can I? Is this... no. They like to do this really cheeky thing in Dark Souls where they will put illusory walls behind illusory walls to kind of throw you off the scent. Get a new spell here. Hush. A sorcery that facilitates surreptitious activity. Reduces the sound made by its caster. The eastern land of Mira is not only the home of proud knights, there is also a traditional order of shadow knights who quietly carry out unspeakable tasks. There was another hidden wall here. Brings us up to the second floor, where we can get some homeward bones. This is exactly what I mean. They like to put hidden walls behind hidden walls. Another illusion ahead here. Here we have a Target shield. I think that's the first one of those that we found so far. Small metal shield with protrusions. Small shields are very light and easy to use, but are not very stable when attacked. The protrusions on the center of the shield are designed to brush attacks aside and make parrying easier. That shield is unique because it has extra parry frames even for a small shield. That is a dead end. Here's another illusory wall. Rusted coin. We've seen those before. They bring our luck up. Alright. Believe that's it. Yeah. Except the fact that we come up here and there's... where is it? Over here? Yeah. Another illusory wall. And this one's kind of cheeky because if you're not careful, this guy will blow up and take the chest out with him. Rogue water. That's the first one of those that we've seen, wherever they may be found. There it is. Crimson Water of Unknown Origin restores HP and spell uses. Though known to some as Red Holy Water, not everyone acknowledges its holy status. No more illusions, correct? Yeah. This brings us up to the second floor here. I hear you clicking about. You're not gonna get me. I am too fast for you. Trying to catch a 6 speed with a 5 speed, fam. Just not gonna happen. Got a bonfire here. We'll go ahead and hit this. Preemptively cast magic weapon because I know the terrible things that are down this ladder. Look at this, another pursuer. They're everywhere, man. Everywhere. That, okay. I shouldn't have rolled backwards on it like that. That's my own fault. Chugga, lugga, lugga, lug. That could have been disastrous, actually. I should not have blocked with my weapon there. You done, son. Give me that twinkling titanite. Now this... large club, first of all. Have a gander at that real quick. A large wooden club, not an elegant weapon by any means, but a beastly thing with plenty of weight to easily break shielded defense. It's very heavy. Requires more strength than we have right now to use it. But this is considered to be one of the strongest heavy weapons in the game. But we're not about that life right now. I don't have a, whatchamacallit, right now. A Pharos' Lockstone. Priest Chime. Seems like a weird place to put a priest's chime. But, yeah, because there is a Pharos' Lockstone thing here. We don't have one, but this would open up a pathway to another boss, which we'll do eventually. I typically don't like doing them just because of the covenant related to the boss. But we'll be back to do it at a later time. In the meanwhile... Alright, he's gonna blow up again. In the meanwhile, we're gonna head back to Majula here. Spend some of these souls on delicious, delicious level ups. Let's see what we can get.
Less.
13. We have 7 level ups to use. Could bring our strength right up to 29. Would be a pretty decent damage increase. I think I'll bring my faith up to 10. That's 3. let's bring our vigor up to 10. So all of our stats are at least 10. Sounds good to me. Let's go visit Moglin, see if there's anything for 1,200 souls or less that we might want to pick up.
I'm glad to see you.
Let's grab the Falconeer boots. Why not?
Thanks very much.
I don't remember the exact amount that we need, but I do like the Falconeer boots. Let's have a gander at them real quick. Boots worn by the Vulgan Falconers. Domestic Vulgan soldiers are infamously timid, so it is no wonder that this fierce band of mercenary falconers was hired to compensate. In practice, they serve as bodyguards for the affluent elite, and they serve well, such that nobody dares scrutinize their backgrounds. Learn a little bit more about Vulgan. Been streaming for an hour and 17 minutes. It's a little bit shorter than how long I normally like to stream. But tonight I'm starting to really fade fast. I think it would be in my best interest to cut the stream a little bit short here tonight. Stop now. I should be back tomorrow night with more Dark Souls 2. Depends on how things play out. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream now. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out again to Harmless Eagle for the follow. And I should see you tomorrow. I have like a 10-hour shift, something like that, tomorrow, so I'm going to be exhausted by the time I get home. So that's why I'm kind of iffy if there's going to be a stream or not. If there is a stream tomorrow, it might be something simple, like something where I don't really need to use my head a lot. Might just be playing like some Overwatch or something like that. But I do plan on streaming tomorrow, at least something. So swing by for that if you want, and hope you all have a good night and have a good morrow. Thank you for swinging by and hanging out with me tonight.